What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're once getting back here with another elimination off-season rebuild, and today we have a team that just lost in Game 7, that being the Los Angeles Clippers. So Clippers and Nuggets was a very fun series. Unfortunately, Game 7 wasn't so great, so let's just go ahead and jump in and do a Los Angeles Clippers off-season elimination rebuild, because there's quite a bit to talk about when it comes to the LA Clippers. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs. So you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing if you hit that subscribe button. You have not already. So if you want to use this share scenario, by the way, just search for my gamer tag on Xbox. So under Crushables, you could just search that. I actually went ahead and updated it, so the second round should be available to you. I already have the Pacers winning Game 1, who did win tonight. So yeah, I'm immediately recording this after the Game 7 of Rockets and Warriors, which that game was pretty close for the most part. The Warriors kind of ran away with it at the end. But with that all being said, let's talk about the Clippers, because the Clippers are in an interesting spot because obviously they've had this Kawhi thing going on for quite some time, and it feels like the window probably should have closed by now, but there's no need for them to close it because they don't have any other draft picks, so they're going to continue to try to win. So that's kind of where this team is at. Now, James Harden has, I believe, a player option this offseason, which usually he does decline. For another Game 7, James Harden didn't really show up. He wasn't aggressive. I don't know what it is, man. I remember a game in Philadelphia. He was the same way, where it was an elimination game, and he just wasn't aggressive at all. It's just so weird. I don't know why he's like that. They need him to show up, and he doesn't. I think he only shot like 8 times or something like that, and it was just not good. So Chris Paul, Lowry, and then we do have Nicholas Batum, who obviously made a huge impact in Game 6. Who retires as well. Let's go to the lottery and let's see what we got going on here. So we got the Blazers getting 1, Spurs 2, Nets 3, and then our pick, I believe, is going to the Thunder. But we do get a pick from them, so a pick swap does happen this offseason. So at least we have that. Tyronn Lue is your head coach, which it will stay that way. I did look at Clippers Twitter and see some of them were calling for Tyronn Lue to be fired. I don't anticipate that happening, but I guess you never know. He has not to this point as I'm recording this. Let's go ahead and see what we can do on draft night. So the main thing we have to worry about is re-signing James Harden if we're going to do that. I think what I would like to do is we're obviously going to try to stay above water because, as I mentioned, we don't have our draft pick. So there's no need for us to like try to tank it away. We don't have our pick at all. As you can see, 2025, 2026, 2027, it's all gone. It's all gone. We have no picks. Obviously, they have done quite a bit to go all in, and it just hasn't really worked for them up to this point. So what I'm hoping to do is have our money open in a couple off seasons, because obviously we're still LA, so we could still attract free agents. So that's kind of where I think we could get better, is through free agency. Well, of course, still try to make trades, but I mainly want to prioritize cap space in this video, I think. So let's go ahead and jump in and draft with a late pick, because to prioritize cap space, you need to hopefully hit on some draft picks to have guys contribute. I don't know if we're going to have anything that I love here. So we have Donnie Freeman, we have McKenzie, Nick Clifford, Michael Ruzic, Aaron Bradshaw, Avicic, and then Cam Jones. I don't know much about these prospects, so what I think I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to try to trade 29 and Eubanks maybe, and see if we can't. Well, I don't know if Eubanks is really going to change anything, honestly. Well, I guess it's just a salary filler. So we could, I mean, we probably should just draft, though. Like I said, we should probably just get a 4-year rookie contract. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and take Johnny Broome out of Auburn, and he'll be the pick. So welcome to the Clippers. He'll be a 72 overall, so that's definitely what we're kind of looking for. Probably can't play this year. We're going to go ahead and accept Kobe Bryant, but next year, hopefully he'll be ready to contribute, or 3 years down the line. I'm not going to worry about bringing any of these guys back either. For free agency, we have James Harden, and then you have Ben Simmons, and you have Amir Coffey. So again, I want to prioritize cap space, so I think if I'm going to sign James Harden, we're going to do another team option thing to where we have the ability to, let him go if we want to. But I do want to keep him for at least next season. Ben Simmons, I want to give him a very similar contract to where I would do a, well, I mean, I guess he's not going to cost that much money. So we can give him 5 year, 5 for 3 years or something like that. I mean, keeping him around for that cheap could actually be useful. So let's go $6 million for 3 years. I think that's a pretty reasonable offer. Amir Coffey, I probably will let go. So we're going to bring back Harden and Ben Simmons. So basically at this point, we're still running it back, but there's going to be more things I want to do. So that is where we start things off. We do have we don't really have like an MLE or anything. So Harden and Ben Simmons, you have Bogdan, Chris Dunn, and you have Jordan Miller. You have Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, Derek Jones, and you have Zubac and Eubanks. Obviously, Zubac had a great season, so he'll be here for a very long time. And thankfully, he's on a 3-year deal that doesn't cost us a ton of money, so he really won't affect, I think, going after a free agent when we want to. Norman Powell will probably have to trade the deadline because if I'm going to keep my money open, and I know that Powell regresses, so I think Powell will be like a prime. Well, we could trade him right now, actually, if we wanted to. So I guess we'll see, though. It all depends on how things are going. But I do want to make some kind of shakeup on this team. So Powell, considering he's at the 3 or the 2, whatever we decide to play him at. But in order to continue to try to go all in, I'm still going to try to make some type of trade here. Let's go see if we can. And are we over the second apron, by the way? It looks like we are over it just by a tad bit, so we can't aggregate contracts. So we're going to try to make a trade using, I guess, maybe just Powell's contract or something along the lines of that. So the first trade we're going to do is going to be with the Charlotte Hornets, where they're going to get Bogdan Bogdanovic, and we're going to get a younger guard here in Nick Smith. The reason why we like this is because this obviously saves us a ton of money. They'll be getting a pick swap. We get a large protected Miami Heat pick, so basically they would get this pick probably, and who knows what happens with Miami, I guess. But the main thing is this, I guess, technically would have a chance to become a good pick, but more than likely the Thunder are going to be good. But Bogdan's also an expiring contract. I am also going to go ahead and just throw them the second on top of it just to sweeten the deal a little bit more. And now they want Johnny Broom, and they'll give me an unprotected first. I mean, that would be nice to have, but I don't think I wanted to trade Johnny Broom in this scenario. Now it's okay, so let's just go back to the original trade. I thought it was being nice trying to throw them an extra sweetener there, but they're making it overly complicated. So let's just go back to that original offer. So we'll just grab Nick Smith here, who will be a nice contributor for a couple of years before he has to get paid. Then I don't know if I'll keep him after that. So let's go to player progression. So Nick Smith is the big addition, I guess, as he is up to an 80. Everyone else, as you can see, is regressing. So even Kawhi Leonard to me is not safe on this team. It's probably going to be a total reset here as far as like when we go after free agents. So like once Harden is able to be declined, and then we got Kawhi Leonard, who has 2 years off of his deal. So obviously we're hoping to have a bunch of money open up eventually to where we can go for whoever we want, whether it's Giannis, Jokic, or whoever it may be. So here's what the rotation is looking like going into the season. So you have James Harden, Chris Dunn, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, Zubac with Nick Smith, Derek Jones, Ben Simmons, Drew Eubanks, and Daquan Jeffries as your rotation. So I'll probably just leave it at a 9-man rotation, and we'll just go with that. And then what are some of these young guys' contracts? So obviously we know Broom's locked up for quite a long time. Miller's locked up for quite a while. Kobe Brown's locked up, and Cam Christie's locked up. So I'm kind of hoping these guys continue to like develop in the background to where they'll be nice bench pieces that are very cheap in the future. So obviously not going to be playing a ton this year, but hopefully they, like I said, just continue to develop in the background. I'm not really sure what to expect from this season. My anticipation is we probably make the playoffs, but let's also make sure the shot tendencies kind of reflect that, because Harden's shot tendency is super low. No wonder why he didn't take shots in game 7. Look at that shot tendency. Just kidding. But all right, I'll see y'all at the end of year 1. Unless if I decide to stop the deadline and make some kind of trade. I'm hoping we're not going to, because like I said, at this point, I'm kind of ready to move on from this team, but I'm just going to hang on to it for as long as I have to. But so far, the team's doing good, so who knows? Maybe we do something at the deadline. So at the end of the season, Jokic wins MVP. Flag is a Rookie of the Year. Malik Monk, 6-man Yaw Offensive Player. Khalil Ware, Most Improved. And Shay's your Clutch Player. And Chris Finch is your Coach of the Year. And yeah, so that's about it there. So we have Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Shea, and Cade. And here's your All-NBA second team. So we do get James Harden making it, which is kind of cool. So he averaged 25 and 9. So he was really good, even at the age of 36 years old. But will he show up in the playoffs is the question, which, by the way, we're not even sure if we're going to be there, because it looked like we are well on our way to make the playoffs, but we end up getting into the play-in. We just got to win one game to get into the actual playoffs. We'll see. But this is probably our last year with this core, if I had to guess. If this fails, then there's going to be some changes here. I'll just tell you that right now. So we'll see how this goes. So let's simulate against Phoenix and see if we can't take them out. So we got the Phoenix Suns in the first game of the play-in, as we have the lead right now, but it's been back and forth. They had the lead just a little bit ago. They take it, but we take it back, and they overtime, and wow, 166 to 165, a very high-scoring play-in game. Looks like that would be a very fun game to watch, but we end up winning, and we're in the playoffs, and we avoid Minnesota in round 1, so even better. So now we get to play Dallas, which is still a tough out nonetheless, and obviously LA and Dallas have had their battles through the years. That was made when Luka was there, of course, so there's no longer Luka. So Nick Smith's getting the start in this next, or in this next playoff game. So game 1 goes to Dallas to beat us by 6. They're up 2-0. All right, so we're kind of in trouble unless we even the series, which we do. So we're not dead yet. It's a 2-2 series. So let's fix the rotation how we see fit. So Nick Smith is going to continue to start. All right, so game 5 on the road in Dallas. If we can win this one, gives me a lot of confidence about maybe something we could do going forward. And we are going to go up 3-2. So we're up 3-2. Can we win game 6 and get to the second round? No. All right, so Dallas is going to force the game 7. Game 7 it is in Dallas on the road. This is our chance, man. We got to take advantage of it. And we have the lead right now. They've taken it back a couple times. And they are going to win game 7, 111 and 129. So 2 years in a row where we lose in game 7. Very disappointing to say the least. And now we got to get to the offseason and really start to think about what we're going to do with this team. So Dallas, and so yeah, I guess we lost to the team that went on to win the championship. And we pushed them to 7. Who knows if we would have been able to do the same thing with San Antonio. That would have been a whole different ball game. But we'll never know. So LeBron James calls it. And here are the rest of your retirements. So let's go to the lottery. So for the lottery, don't think we're going to have a pick this offseason at all. So Pelicans, and then Rockets, and then Nets, and then Thunder. And then do we have a pick in this? No, the Thunder have it. And I don't think we have a pick swap this time. So no picks for us this offseason. So let's go ahead and get into draft night. And let's talk about what could be next for this team. Because clearly we're in a very bad way right now. And I kind of have to make some tough decisions, I think. So I think my goal this offseason is to trade both Kawhi and James Harden away. We might just let James Harden go, but I do plan on trading Kawhi Leonard this offseason and striking while we still can. So Atlanta trying to give me Jalen Johnson is interesting, but I like this trade a lot with the Memphis Grizzlies where we get Scottie Pippen and Brandon Clark. Clark would just been expiring, and Scottie Pippen would be a really good player to have for a couple of years, obviously. So this is the trade I want to do, but I'd like to scrape more value out of them if possible. Let's say we can get a 2028 and a 20. Let's just say it's one first, because at this point, Kawhi is 35 years old. So I'm not expecting a whole lot in return. But Clark Pippen in a first, I can get behind from the Grizzlies. They want Jordan Miller. They'll give me. Okay, so they're just simply asking for Jordan Miller, which I hate to throw him in here, but I mean, can we do something different than that? Can I give you? I don't know if I really. I mean, can I give you Derek Jones instead? Nah, they won't take Derek Jones. Okay, what if I give you this second? And that, okay, wow, that got it done. So we actually are going to be sending Kawhi Leonard off to the Grizzlies, and we get Scottie Pippen, and we get Brandon Clark. What you can see is I'm prioritizing smaller contracts, but guys that can contribute, because we're going to be going all in on a couple of free agents here eventually. So Nick Smith and Scottie Pippen are 2 guys. I don't really know what free agency is going to look like this offseason, but that's kind of what we're doing right now, is we're trying to get, some contracts figured out. James Harden just had a really good season and made an All-NBA team, so it definitely feels weird to potentially, I guess, not accept the team option, but I'm definitely considering it because I want to see what the free agent pool would look like without having that contract to worry about. So we will accept Nick Smith, and then we're going to actually decline Chris Dunn, and we'll also decline Kobe Brown. Actually, we can keep him for now. James Harden, at 36 years old, I do think I'm going to go ahead and decline this, even though he had a damn good season for us. I'm going to decline James Harden. We'll accept Kobe Brown and Nick Smith, bring those guys back, and we have nothing to worry about as far as qualifying offers are concerned. If you look at our roster in totality, we have Scottie Pippen, Ben Simmons. We have Nick Smith, Jordan Miller, and then Cam Christie. So we kind of have, even though we've let quite a bit of talent walk, we still kind of have a full roster for the most part. But this could be kind of our first free agent swing, and then we can kind of hope for something bigger still next offseason. But I want it to be somebody that makes sense. So someone who we can bring to LA, that would be awesome, that's on a younger timeline. So for instance, Trae Young to me is definitely something I would consider. If we can get Trae Young and pair him with I don't know, a Giannis next season, I could get behind that. But let's see what else we got. We got Jalen Williams, Paulo, De'Aaron Fox, James Harden, Kessler, Elson Reeves, Josh Giddey, Jabari Smith. Okay, so I think that's going to be the game plan, is I'm going to try to sign a free agent this offseason, and then we're going to try to get another one next offseason. So we're going to reset things, basically. There's going to be a full reset. We're going to try to acquire 2 free agents in a row using the card that we're the LA Clippers, and we have the ability to do so. So we have Paulo, which we're not going to get. Durant's too old, in my opinion. Jaren Jackson. While he's great, I don't know if I want to go that direction. But we might consider it. We'll see. And then Norman Powell, Benedict Mathurin. Although, like I said, I'm very De'Aaron Fox, stealing him from the Spurs would be interesting. Jayden Sharp. But my favorite target by far is Trae Young. I'm not going to lie. I think it just also could be kind of realistic that Trae Young could go to the Clippers through free agency if he did make it there for some reason, which guys often don't, obviously. You have Trey Man as well. But I think that's going to be my goal, is to try to get... I'm going to renounce all these, though, by the way. I'm not bringing any of these guys back, even letting Powell go, too. So, yeah, we're basically going to let everybody walk. Trae Young is starting to get some serious offers, so the Spurs are in on him, which makes De'Aaron Fox available, which is interesting. But if I can get Trae Young for 45, and let's say I did a flat no trade clause, I don't know what that would do for him. Let's see. So we would be his number one offer, so that could be interesting to get Trae Young on the team. So that's going to be our first free agent addition. Trae Young is going to be an LA Clipper. So welcome to the Clippers, Trae Young. Obviously, we could go for it right now and sign it. We could sign Kevin Durant for a year, which would be kind of interesting. We paired Kevin Durant and Harden together, or Kevin Durant and Trae Young together for a year. But now that we've obviously signed Trae Young, we won't bring him back. We won't be bringing back James Harden. So there could be somebody else we could sign, but I kind of want to wait till next offseason to go for a bigger fish. But we still need to fill out our roster, don't get me wrong. So I'm going to immediately move Ben Simmons to small forward now. So he's going to move up at this point. We kind of need him there because we have no one there at the moment. So Trae Young, Scottie Pippen, you have Nick Smith, Jordan Miller. Don't get me wrong, this team is not meant to win now next year, I don't think. I think we have a lot of work to do. I also need to bring Kobe Brown, hopefully, to the 3 as well to go up. So we'll see if that works. He actually goes down, weirdly enough. Christie, I guess we'll move him to backup 3, and hopefully he could be there. Jordan Miller, we'll hope can do something there. Okay, so we just basically need to sign a forward, or we could just roll with what we have right now also, if we want to just do that. So I think I might go ahead. What I think I might do is I'm going to give... let's give like Bobby Portis a 1-year deal just to have another body here, and then maybe we could trade him at the deadline to get assets for him. So while we have the money to spend, I'm going to bring in a Bobby Portis, and that's going to be it. So this offseason, we simply brought in Trae Young, but I'm hoping next offseason we could pair him with the co-star. Basically, that's the goal. So Ben Simmons is up to an 82. Nick Smith's up to an 82. Cam Christie is up. You will have to pay, like, you know, Scottie Pippen and Nick Smith to keep them here. So that does suck that they won't be here on their small contract still. Actually, no, Scottie Pippen will be, I think. So yeah, Scottie Pippen will have still locked up. Nick Smith, we won't. So maybe we decide to trade at the deadline because he always asks for a ton of money. But I feel like this is off to a great start. We just need to execute in this third offseason. Yeah, third offseason coming up. The powering list is 28th overall, which I'm a little disappointed by, but obviously we did get a little bit worse, and I'm not really sure what to expect from this team. I feel like Trae Young's going to be obviously really good, but we have Zubac, who's going to be locked up for another year after this too. So we have to hit in free agency next year is basically where this all boils down to. We have a couple guys still developing the background, which is nice, that will continue to develop and get better, but all the guys that are expiring, we'll probably look to trade them at the deadline. So Bobby Portis isn't going to stay. We signed him to hopefully be a guy we can flip for an asset. And then Trae Young's shot tendency is high as it should be. I'm also going to give Bobby Portis somewhat of a high shot tendency because we need him to be that for us. And I will see you guys more than likely at the deadline. I'm definitely not anticipating making the playoffs this year, but if Trae Young is able to lead us there, that's great. If not, no big deal. But I will see you guys at the deadline, hopefully to acquire more assets so we can continue to build this roster out and go all in on this third season, hopefully. So this is exactly the kind of trade I was hoping for. The Orlando Magic want to give me Braden Burries, KCP for Bobby Portis, and Corey Joseph. Obviously, KCP is just an expiring contract. We get a young player on a very cheap contract, and Braden Burries is going to be making $5 million next year. So this is the trade we wanted to do. So we're going to get a good young player to hopefully be a bench piece for us. So him and Pippen will hopefully have that backcourt locked up. So Pippen and then Braden Burries, which I don't even know how tall Braden Burries is. He's 6'4", so definitely serviceable at the 2 guard. And now it's time to trade Nick Smith because, again, he's going to ask for a ton of money in the offseason. I'm not going to be able to sign him, so we might as well try to get something for him while he can. He's also extremely cheap right now, so I think we should be able to hopefully get a first-round pick for him is my hope right now. So we'll see if it works out that way. 82 overall, having a decent season for us. If not, if we get a young player in return too. So since Bob, we have to take on a big contract, which I don't want to do. Sexton, come on, someone could surely give me like a contract where... Okay, so this one's interesting. Get Cam Whitmore. Whitmore is an interest. Oh, he's making money next year, though. I can't do that. Isaiah Joe. Wow, I'm definitely not getting the offers. Podziemski. No, getting the money. Okay, so I thought I was going to definitely get the offers I was expecting, but I didn't at all. So, I mean, can someone just give me, like, Colin Sexton isn't expiring, right? They want to give me Mitch Robinson, which I don't want. So, Sensabaugh and then a first-round pick for Nick Smith. I'm down for this. I like the... Well, no. Sorry. The Hornets just traded him. Why would they trade a first-round pick to bring him back? Now, Peyton Pritchard's interesting, too, but can't see the Celtics doing that. Jalen Tyson. Maybe we can't trade Nick Smith. He's just going to have to walk for nothing, unfortunately, which sucks. But it might have to be what we do. Adem Bona, I guess, is intriguing, but we have to take on Achua. So we could trade Nick Smith for Adem Bona and Achua. I mean, Achua would be very easy to move if we have to move him. So sure, Adem Bona could be a very cheap backup five for us next year. So 7 and 6, that'll be the trade. So we get Nick Smith out of here. Achua's brought in, but probably won't be here past the season. So yeah, we're actually above 500 right now, but obviously we've sold a couple pieces. But we know we're building towards. So let's get to the offseason. If this team still makes the playoffs, it's fine. There's obviously no incentive for us to have like any kind of draft pick this offseason. We're simply relying on free agency. So hopefully it's a good free agency class. And I believe a guy named Giannis is usually here. I've kind of hinted it already, but he's my target. I won't lie to you. He's the guy I'm going after if I can get him. So we literally finished right at 500. So Scottie Pippen wins 6th Man of the Year, which is also really cool to see. So shout out to Scottie Pippen. Great trade for us to bring him in from the Kawhi Leonard trade. And here is your All-NBA first team. So I have to assume Trae Young had a damn good season. There really wasn't much help there. So 31 and 10 from Trae Young. So hopefully that will incentivize someone to come over here. Giannis, are you a free agent? He has a player option, which he's going to decline. So my plan might come into fruition, but we'll see. So we are in the play-in again. So this time we obviously don't have James Harden and Kawhi. We're much younger. So Trae Young's going to have to lead us into into the playoffs from the play-in. So we get to play Denver. So they want to fix up the rotation however they want. I don't care how we do it. I mean, at this point, like I said, I don't care if we get in. If we get in, that's great. If we don't, we don't. So we have Denver with the lead right now, but we might be able to... Our rotation, by the way, I think is really weird right now because I think Clark's starting at the 4. And we do win. So we're in the playoffs. So we've made it to the exact same spot as last year. So let's see if we can't take out the Dallas Mavericks. So Dallas has Kyrie Christie. So we also have the other Christie on our team, obviously. So let's see if we can't take them out. So we actually the same matchup as last year, I just noticed. I'm just now realizing that. I can't imagine we take them out, though. And they are going to sweep us. Okay. And then the Bucks got swept in the first round. So that, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. This man, Giannis, is gone. He's coming to LA. He's joining Trae Young in LA land. That's the dream anyway, and that's what we're going to hope to do. So we got New Orleans and Dallas, Raptors, Mavericks, and the Raptors going to win the championship, even though Kyrie wins the Finals MVP. But I want to get straight into, like I said, this offseason, man. I'm excited. So I don't think we have a pick from anybody, but let's just double check. So the Rockets via Brooklyn, which isn't correct. That should be going to the Nets. And then do we have a pick this offseason? It doesn't look like it. The Thunder have ours. So... yeah, I don't think we have a pick. So, or I think we would have, but we traded it. So, as far as coaching is concerned, I do want to keep Tyronn Lue because I feel like Tyronn Lue could be really good with this new team we're about to have. So, on draft night, we won't be bringing in any extra salary here. So that's going to be useful because obviously we need as much salary as possible. We now have this Miami unprotected. I wonder how valuable it is. Let's see. So, 2-star, nothing crazy. All right. Let's go straight to player options because we don't have a draft pick, and then we'll see what we can do here. So, we have Adem Bona, Cam Christie, Johnny Broom, and then Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller, only 2. I mean, it shouldn't. We're going to accept all of these because at the end of the day, we need to fill out our roster still. And I'm probably going to have to trade away a couple players, but we have Wembanyama, we have Jokic, and we have Giannis. So Giannis getting offered to go back to Milwaukee. Jokic has no offers right now. So even if we can't get Giannis, we can get Jokic probably. So those are the two behemoths we're going after. How much do we... oh, wow. We have enough to sign them outright, though. So we actually have enough. We don't even have to worry about trading anybody away. That's the best part about this. But we can still do that if we want to. Like, so Giannis is going to come in and play the 4. Well, we got to see if we're even going to get any of them. So let's first and foremost offer Giannis a contract. So let's see if we even get close to getting him to say yes to us. And where's number 1 offer? So Giannis is going to be an LA Clipper. So we'll sign him to a deal. This is what we were dreaming of. We'll announce everybody else. Giannis is going to leave the Bucks and he's coming to the Clippers, and that is exactly what we wanted to execute, and we did it to perfection. So now we have the new team Trae Young and Giannis to lead this team. So we got the new co-stars, but now it's time to build a good team around them. Obviously, Zubac will remain the starting center, but we need more shooting. So let's get to that. So Scottie Pippen, Braden Burries will serve as the backup guards, but we still need guys to obviously, start still. So that's what I'm going to be after at this point. So Cam Christie, I don't really know what he will become. I've never really had him for that long. Giannis obviously sticks around, and Adem Bona's the backup 5. So this is settled. Our backup 5 and then our backup power forward rotation is probably settled. So we just need to bring in some shooting at the 2 and the 3 spot. And we should be ready to roll going into this next season with Giannis and Trae leading the way, which I'm very excited about. So it took me a while to find a trade partner, but we found it. So we're going to make this trade with the Pelicans where we acquired Dash Daniels. So Dash Daniels is a 6'6" guard. We're going to try to play him next to Trae Young. His rating is an A+ 3-point shot. So I'm hoping, obviously, he can be a really good shooter right away. And we trade a first-round pick to get it done. We also get David Roddy, who's nice dev too. So bring in Dash Daniels. So he's only a 7'3" overall. He didn't play his rookie season. So that's why he's going to get an opportunity with us. And then we are also going to sign Corey Kispert to 1-year deal as well for more shooting. So we now have Braden Burries up to an 80. You have Cam Christie's up nicely too. And then Daniels is up. So all this is looking fantastic, which is what we wanted. So we should have plenty of floor spacing around Giannis and Ben Simmons too, but I'd prefer if Ben Simmons didn't start, obviously. We'll be moving Burries to the 2 guard. But yeah, so we got Kispert and Dash Daniels. So we'll see how that goes with those two. But I love those additions. Obviously, we brought in Giannis as well. So this team should hopefully be a very fun team going to next year. And right away, we should be a contender, I think, all things considered. So here's what we're looking at going into the season. So we have Trae Young, Dash Daniels, Corey Kispert, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Zubac, Ben Simmons, Scottie Pippen, Adem Bona, Braden Burries, and that is obviously rotation. And we still have a couple guys not even getting minutes here. So we're actually kind of deep, which is also really cool. And then the other thing I wanted to look at was Braden Burries going down to the 2 guard. So he'll be playing backup shooting guard minutes for us. But him and Dash Daniels should be a ton of fun. So I actually want to start Burries, which his 3-point shot is good too, so I guess whichever works, as long as they get the job done, that's all I truly care about. So we'll see how it goes. Although I really wanted to get Dash Daniels some minutes, so you know what? Maybe we'll go back to Braden Burries just playing backup point for this year. I know Pippen's here too, but I really want Dash Daniels to start, him being 6'6". I'm kind of hoping he could be a really good wing next to Trae Young. So we'll see how this goes. Trae Young and Giannis form together in LA. Will it work? I feel like they would work really well together, but we'll see. I'll see you all at the end of, I believe, year 3 or year 4. Off to a great start. So hopefully we can get our foot on the gas pedal and maybe we can bring a championship the first year they're together in LA, but we shall see. So we're not stopping the trade deadline, but we are stopping at the contract extension deadline as we do want to lock up Zubac for the foreseeable future. So let's see if we can get him to sign a nice little deal to stick around, and he does stay. So wanting to say Giannis. Zubac will be here for the foreseeable future, which is nice. And then we have, obviously, I wanted to look at stats. That's what I want to look at. So we have Giannis and Trae Young doing their thing. Dash Daniels, who was a great addition, averaging 15 points per game for us at that 2-guard spot. Pippen with 10 from Corey Kispert. As far as shooting is concerned, obviously, Giannis isn't doing much, but Dash Daniels is shooting 42% immediately with 5 attempts a game, which is what we wanted. So the spacing is kind of what we wanted around Giannis, and it seems like it's working well. So 36-24 right now. We'll continue to simulate 4th seed in the West. We just extended Zubac. We have our core going forward. So let's go see if this core can win a championship the first year they're all together. So Wembanyama is going to win MVP. Stokes is your Rookie of the Year. Elijah Arena, 6th man, Wemby Defensive Player. And Malik Thomas, Most Improved. And Kyrie's your Clutch Player. And Chris Finch is your Coach of the Year. So do we get Trae Young and Giannis on here? So Giannis does, in fact, make it. Trae Young, not this time around. So he made it last year because obviously he had a lot of freedom last year. But this year, not so much. We do get Giannis making an all-offensive team, of course, as well. And we also get Dash Daniels making an all-rookie first team. Oh, I guess he was a rookie. Did they draft him in round 2? No, why was he on a 3-year? Or no, he was drafted last year, but he didn't play his rookie season at all. That's why he was a rookie. So he just wasn't utilized the first year as he could have been. That's why we traded for him, obviously. So yeah, that looked really good. So we end up as the 4th seed in the West. So first time we have him in the play-in. We had 22 from Giannis, 22 and 10 from Trae Young, 15 from Dash Daniels, 11 from Scottie Pippen, 10 from Kispert, 10 from Zubac, 9 from Braden Burries, 6 from Ben Simmons, 5 from David Roddy, and 5 and 5 from Adem Bona. But all that matters is obviously hoping to bring in a championship this season. So we'll see if we can make that happen. They want to start Ben Simmons, which I just don't like that idea. The spacing, like defensively, sure, but the spacing would be pretty atrocious. So we're going to start Kispert, regardless of 2K suggestion there. We get to play Kawhi Leonard in the Grizzlies, so that should be fun. The Kawhi Leonard obviously joined with John Morant, Bane, Jaren Jackson, Edey, Kyle Filipowski, Jalen Wells. Clint Capella's there too. So it's a good team in Memphis as they go up 1-0. We even it up though. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4 goes to them. So it looks like Kawhi Leonard might get the last laugh, as they say, unless if we decide to wake up here and maybe force a couple other games to happen. We do have the lead right now, and we will hang on to it. So we force a game 6. So if we can force game 7, then who knows what happens in that game. Can we win game 6 on the road in Memphis to go back to the Intuit Dome? A close game right now, and we will barely hang on. 117-105. So game 7 is indeed happening. So game 7 in LA. But the Grizzlies climb out in front. We got to dig deep to get back in the game. We do. Can we get back in? No, we're going to lose. So we get back in the game just to fall flat, unfortunately. So the Thunder and the Timberwolves. But that was our first year together, and we have yet to win a damn playoff series in this video. So really got to try. And Kawhi's going to retire as well for the Grizzlies. So at least he'll be gone, I guess. But unfortunately, didn't work out the way we hoped. As far as draft capital is concerned, that Grizzlies pick we do get at 23. We'll keep Tyronn Lue. We'll keep pretty much everything the same. Draft night, we already have a lot of young players not even playing, so I really don't know what we're going to do with this pick. We have 23. I'm simply going to let the assistant GM take care of whoever they want. So we get Dawson Beatty. So welcome. To accept all of these, obviously, we have Scottie Pippen, who's a free agent. Definitely interested in bringing him back. We have some other free agents to worry about. So Ben Simmons, probably can't bring him back for what he's asking for. And then Cam Christie's asking for quite a bit of money too. And he didn't play for us last year. So both these guys, I don't picture us signing, obviously. I think that goes without saying. All right, so we do have Trae Young, Braden Burries. We have Dash Daniels. We have no 3 right now. Johnny Broom, and then Giannis, and we have Zubac. We do need a backup center, and we need a starting small forward. So let's see what we can maybe do to acquire that. So, yeah, I have no idea who this is, but he has an A+ 3-point shot. He's 6'6". Yabusele, is he related to Gabriel Yabusele or whatever? I mean, if we can get him, I guess we got to try, right? So I'm going to give him a contract offer, and we will sign him. So he'll be signed. And we might still be able to sign Cam Christie as well. And is he restricted? I don't know if he was restricted or not. He says he's not. Okay. Which is interesting because I believe he should be, but whatever. So what can we sign a center to? So we can only sign for $6 more million. So Cam Christie. Adem Bona, is he qualified? I don't know if Adem Bona is restricted or not either, to be honest. So I guess we'll just have to find out. But I'm going to go to day 12. I would have loved to keep Kispert, but it was only on a 1-year deal, so we weren't going to be able to keep him either. But we're going to go to day 12 and see what kind of center we can sign. And I might give Cam Christie a deal to come back to for as cheap as possible. So centers that we can maybe sign to come over here. So Zach Collins, to me, already feels like a decent big to sign. So I'm going to sign Zach Collins to a deal, hopefully to acquire him. And I'm also going to give Cam Christie a deal to come back too. So 2 years for him. And we will get them. And then Scottie Pippen's back as qualifying offer, which is huge. Adem Bona did not come back. So it's good that we signed Zach Collins. Dash Daniels, Braden Burries, Yabusele. So we're getting really lucky with some young players on this team. So we have a very nice young core around Trae and Giannis, but guys that fit their skill sets and complement them. So the spacing is exactly what we want it to be, which is nice. So we're going to go into the second season with these two guys together. And obviously, I'm hoping the chemistry be a little bit better. Guys have developed a little bit more too. So I'm anticipating a much better season for this time and actually going to win a damn playoff series. So at the end of the season, Shea wins MVP. Paul is your Rookie of the Year. Caspers is your 6th man. You got Wemby, Defensive Player. Caleb Gaskins, Most Improved. And Bane is your Clutch Player. And Tyronn Lue, Coach of the Year at 65 and 17. Monty Marshall, Executive of the Year, goes to 65 and 17 as well. So as you can see, it was a good season. And I'm fully anticipating going deep in the playoffs this year. We'll have to see if it does turn out that way, as we are the first seed out west. So we should be at least getting an easier matchup in round 1. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But you had 22 from Giannis, 19 and 10 from Trae Young, 14 from Dash Daniels, 14 from Braden Burries, 13 from Cam Christie, 12.5 from Yabusele, and 9 from Zubac with 9 rebounds, and 9 from Scottie Pippen. So we get to play the Rockets, which, you know, actually isn't as easy as it sounds. I mean, you guys probably know that. Obviously, the Rockets have a very good young core, and I'm very curious and excited to see what they do this offseason. Obviously, they'll be the next offseason rebuild we do, but I'm hoping we don't lose to the 8th seed, so let's simulate current round, and we will beat them in 5. So we finally win a damn playoff series today, and we get to play the Portland Trailblazers in round 2, who have Nolan Chori, Jaden Ivey, Cooper Flag, Koa Pete, and DeAndre Ayton. So they have fully changed out their whole entire starting 5 other than DeAndre Ayton, which is not something I would have predicted. Anthony Simons, Don McClingan, Denny Avdia. They still have their old starting 5 on the bench, though. That's crazy. Like, literally, these 4 guys were starting sometimes. They're starting 5s now on the bench. It's weird. Wow, very weird. Good team, though. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. And are we going to sweep flag on the Blazers? We do. I'm hoping the Blazers capture the flag on the 12th. Obviously, I think I glossed over they had Bronny as well. So, interesting. So now we draw San Antonio or OKC. Thankfully, San Antonio doesn't have freaking Chet Holmgren with them today, because that's happened a couple times in videos lately. Do we play the Thunder or do we play the Spurs? It's going to be the Spurs, of course. Okay, so we get Wemby versus Giannis in a playoff series. That should be a ton of fun. They also have Nate Ament. They have Castle, Igor, Vassell. But obviously, as we know, Wembanyama and the Spurs, we got our work cut out for us. So we'll have to see how it goes. Braden Burries is shooting 51% from 3 in the playoffs so far. Trae Young's averaging 21. Cam Christie's averaging 16, shooting 37%. So yeah, no complaints from me. Very good stuff that I'm seeing out of our players so far. Dash Jones with 13 with 45. You have Vassell with 50. I mean, the spacing is impeccable right now. So hopefully we can keep that up. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. It looks like Trae and Giannis have a connection going as we sweep the Spurs as well. Probably helps they didn't sign Chet Holmgren today. But now we get to play the Bulls or the Wizards. So who do we want? I guess we get Luka Doncic, it looks like. So yeah, Luka Doncic, who always goes to Chicago for whatever reason. Maybe it's in the script and he's going to go to Chicago this offseason. Who knows? But we play the Bulls with Luka Doncic. So we have not had a problem getting out of the West, but now we get to play an Eastern Conference team, obviously. Game 1 goes to us, 102 to 108. Looks like Giannis is just absolutely dominating. I mean, he's only averaging 21 in the playoffs so far, but again, based off the stats we were seeing earlier, like our whole team is just gelling extremely well right now. I mean, everyone is shooting lights out as well. I mean, it's come down a little bit, but still, the spacing, if you have this many guys shooting over 40%, you're in good shape. So game 2 goes to us, 141 to 108. This has been an easy run so far. 3-0. Wow, I did not expect to be this dominant after what we saw last year, but it looks like that's what's going to be the case, unless the Bulls have something to say about that. And it's going to be a relatively close end of the game here, but it's a 3-point game with 1:10 left. So let's go ahead and jump in and try to finish this bad boy off to get ourselves a sweep in the finals. But man, Giannis and Trae Young duo formed together. Seemed like it really worked. Now, Trae guarding Luka Doncic is not something I anticipate working very well, but we thankfully come in and get some help defense, and we get it to stop regardless. So Mitch Robinson trying to keep pace. Is this the mismatch they want? Nope, they're going to go. Okay, give me a screen, Zubac. Give me a screen. So let's see. Luka just dies on the screen, and I mean, felt like that was a good release, but it doesn't happen. So 107, 104, that would have been the dagger, but it didn't work out. Oh gosh, we got a terrible switch there. And Luka's going to make it a 1-point game. Okay, fair enough. 1-point game. Let's see if we can't call. Let's see what we got going on here. So, green off ball. We'll go to Zubac. And then, oh my gosh, what are we doing? We get stripped by Mitch Robinson. Oh, we get a steal, though. Don't go backcourt. Oh, we get fouled. So, they're going to foul. So, that play I called kind of failed low-key. And I just realized Giannis isn't on the floor. Did he foul out or something? He must have. So I was about to shoot this bad boy up. So they are going to foul me. So I have to go to the free throw line. They have no timeouts remaining. So that's a good thing. So yeah, Giannis must have fouled out. Unless if I'm just, yeah, he's not out here. So no Giannis, but we're going to make it a 3-point game. So 22 seconds left. No timeouts for them to call. So all we got to do is hang on to the lead. And low key, we don't have a timeout either. So Luka is going to pop for 3. And I was kind of distracted. And we allowed them to score right there. So it is now a tied game. 13 seconds left in the clock. So all we need to do is hit a game winner. And that'd be awesome. That'd be a great way to clinch the series. So let's see if Zubac can give me a good screen. Oh my gosh. I faded away though. Not what I meant to do. 109, 109. But I had an open look, but I kind of faded away from that. But it's all good. So overtime does not, or regulation doesn't work out. We're going to overtime. But at this point, again, we're up 3-0. So is Giannis fouled out though? I have to imagine he is. So let's see. Starters. We'll see if he can get in the game. If he is not fouled out, I'm going to be very, very confused on why he wasn't on the floor to begin with. So he wasn't fouled out. Why was Giannis not on the floor right there? Okay. I don't understand that. We're obviously not going to play the whole overtime. And let me not click Simcast Live. Let me go back to Simcasts rather. So let's Simcast some of the overtime. And let's see how this is going to go. My voice is just being weird to me the last few days. But it looks like we have control over this game. 4 seconds left. And that will be all she wrote. So Giannis and Trae Young are going to get it done in the finals. All we got to do is inbound this ball. And we're going to bring home a championship to the Clippers. So let's freaking go. Thank you guys for watching. I'll let you watch the championship celebration if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and get my voice rested. Because for whatever reason, my voice is getting very weird at night. I don't know why. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.